As we come up on our last and final example of or style of poetry for our poetry projects, I actually decided it was not necessary for me to put any type of directions or notes on the board because this style of poetry is very, very simplistic. It's very emotional. It's very liberating and free. And the style of poetry that I'm talking about is what you may know as freestyle, but in poetry language, we call it free verse. And what is that? You probably wonder. Free verse is just that. It's free. It is your ability to freely express how you feel through poetry. There's no specific rhythm. There's no specific rhyming pattern. It doesn't have to follow any particular structure, but what it does need to contain is you and your feelings. It needs to portray something that you're passionate about. It needs to portray um, similes and metaphors and imagery that show you as a person. It's your expression, it's your opinion, it's how you feel about a particular topic or subject in your life or that you know. So therefore, I'm going to share one of the poems from my book. This was my book Breakthrough that I wrote several years ago that is filled with my personal original forms of poetry, but there's a particular poem in here. It's entitled The Mask. And I wanted to share it with you, ladies and gentlemen. This is my freestyle. This is my expression of what I was going through in my younger years as a child, as a teenager, and the way that I expressed it, the way that I covered up my feelings, and what I had to do to face my fears and my past in order to move forward. So it's entitled The Mask, and it's one of my favorite poems in my book entitled Breakthrough. The Mask. I can't see through the clouds of heaviness that are blinding my eyes. Even the raindrops seem to hit me like bricks falling from the sky. Ever since I was a little girl, I asked myself, why me, Lord? Other girls my age don't seem to be dealing with the pain I endure every day. Am I alone in this big, big world? Or is someone else out there who can hear my cry? Can people see my countenance? Or have I gotten so good at masking my hurt? The mask, it covers, it hides, it shields, but it also smothers me. And I need to breathe. African Queen, take off your mask and free yourself from your shame. That is my freestyle poem, ladies and gentlemen. You can obviously see it didn't follow a rhyming pattern. It didn't follow a certain rhythm or structure. It was just me expressing how I felt about a particular point in time in my life. And I did so using similes and metaphors and imagery and other things that really, really showed the emotions that I was feeling. And that's what I require of you today, ladies and gentlemen. For your freestyle, I want just that. I want you. I want you expressing your passion about a particular issue. Maybe it's the gang situation. Maybe it's the loss of a loved one. Maybe it's the love that you felt for a best friend who moved away. Or maybe it's a parent or a godparent or a grandparent who has just done so much for you. You need to express how you feel about them. Whatever that situation may be, I want to feel and hear you. Through figurative language and imagery, express yourself as freely as you desire. Guys, I'm proud of you. This was it, our last and final style of poetry in your poetry projects. I cannot wait to see how they come out at the end of this week. I'm proud of you. You guys are awesome, and I love you.